On this pilot episode of Bambled Eggs, we talk about a lot of good stuff. We talk about what bambling means. We talk about the Galactic Federation. We talk a lot about some existential topics, and we end up ending it off with some Marvel's What If discussion. So stay tuned to the end, and please enjoy the pilot episode of Bambled Eggs.
Alright, what's up? I'm Carter, otherwise known as Young Chippy.
I'd have to be Max.
Yeah. I'm Neil.
This is the Bambled Eggs podcast. Nadal, what would you define Bamble as?
Well, the source of Bamble, the word Bamble, is the combination of the two words of babble and ramble, and the origin of this term being coined is I'd be asked a pretty simple question, and then 20 minutes later we would still be talking about that same topic because I would do a little babbling, do a little rambling, and thus we got Bamble.
And it is called We Do a Little Bambling.
It's called We Do a Little Bambling.
That's what's up. So we got some questions for you here today, Nadal. We want to hear your best Bambles.
Okay.
Who wants to ask the first question?
It's like second nature to me.
I don't even have...
Alright, I got this one.
You gotta get yours first.
Nadal, if you had the choice of meeting Elon Musk or Notch, the creator of Minecraft, who would you pick and why?
Alright, well, this one's kind of hard for me because I don't really like either of them all too much. The reason for that is that Notch is like, I think he went on an anti-Jewish rant on Twitter, and that's like kind of what he's known for. Like, he's like I'm pretty sure he's like a known xenophobe, and I don't even know what the word is. What's anti-Semite? That's what his name is.
Yeah, I think I heard about that.
That's his name. But
isn't he like in solitary, like solitude now? I'm
pretty sure, not like prison, I don't think.
Well, wouldn't that be really exclusive for you to get to meet him then?
Nah, because he's not like even a celebrity anymore. He's like a name that's known for a Minecraft skin, so like that's just lame. So I don't really care.
What about Elon?
Elon Musk, I mean, my problems with him, like, I can't just say, oh, I don't like him because the batteries and the mines and all that shit with the little kids, because, like, every company pretty much does some bullshit like that. But I don't like how he treats, like, how Tesla factories work with, like, black people get, like, discriminated against pretty hard in Tesla factories. They don't really get promoted and all that, and it's just open racism. And Elon is, like, super dismissive of it. That's why I don't like it.
Did you see like the new like cell battery?
No.
Like, yeah, I can charge in like 2 minutes, like as opposed to like the 30 minutes. But like,
is that like a Tesla thing? Like the car
is coming out. Yeah, but
I think Teslas are like cool. I think the cars are cool, and I think it's cool that he's a pretty pro environment, but he doesn't really do much for the environment other than just sell a car that like is middling between luxury and accessible. So like,
so you would own a Tesla?
I would own a Tesla. Yeah.
Well, indirectly, that means you were supporting Elon Musk.
Well, I never said I wouldn't, like, support Elon Musk. I just don't like him very much, right?
Oh, so, the nature of the question is that you gotta pick one. So.
Yeah, I think I'd pick Elon Musk. Really just because I might get, like, a tour of the rockets and all that, which is cool enough, but...
You might be able to, like, do some inception and, like, plant some ideas in his head.
All right.
Do whatever you want.
I mean, maybe, yeah.
You could tell
I could be like, hey, you should give me one of those flamethrowers, maybe.
Well, this is actually perfect. We're talking about these rockets and space and all that. It actually segues into my next question. If there is...
How's Segway spelled?
Segue. See, you thought you got me with that
one. He's a smart one, alright.
If there is an intergalactic federation that exists, what do you think will be the consequences?
Are you ripping that from Rick and
society?
Morty? Yeah, hold on. Are you ripping that from Rick and Morty?
You know I don't watch no R&M, bro. What the fuck? Intergalactic Federation.
What the fuck? Elvis Rick got him mortified.
He won't stop with the Bamble.
Alright.
If there is an intergalactic federation that exists, what do you think would be the consequences in society? And would you want to join the space fleet? Also, do you think it would be more like Star Trek or Guardians of the Galaxy?
Alright, well, I couldn't tell you shit about Star Trek, so I'm gonna guess it's gonna be a little bit more like, are we talking like which one in Guardians? Because there's two. There's the Kree, which are like the bad guys, and then there's or then one of them is the bad guy, and then there's the Nova Corps, which they're just on one planet.
Well, that's up to you. That's up to your interpretation.
All right. Well,
I'll go with more like a creep.
yeah, I'd probably assume they're more like a crew because if like it's not really a federation. If it's like spanning across planets, that's just kind of like an empire. And like, I mean, that might be fine if if you're on that and all that. But to be honest,
if you're into all that,
yeah, if you're a big fan of, I don't know, like that would probably rule with Earth. Like if it's like a spacefaring big thing, like that would really just trivialize everything going on Earth, right? Like they probably
Yeah.
have shit to solve like climate change.
see, I think if the Intergalactic Federation does exist, but they keep it secret because they don't want to cause the hysteria on Earth, like that there's
Well, I mean,
other life that's like well known.
yeah.
But would you want to be a part of the Intergalactic Federation? Would you want to join the space
Well,
fleet,
if
go on
it-
space adventures?
Space adventures, maybe not, because that's like conquest and shit. I don't want to like invade alien
It doesn't
planets.
have
And
to be.
well, if you just get murdered on another planet, like, what happens to you then? Like, if we're gonna believe that like the afterlife is based around like Earth and all that shit, like, what happens if you die in space?
I
What
always-
happens if you die on another planet?
I
You're
always
fucked.
thought about like heaven's got to be hella crowded because if the universe is infinite
yeah.
and all these motherfuckers are going to heaven, I mean it can't just be an Earth thing. Like
Like, what if you go to heaven and then you see like something that is so incomprehensible, like your mind just breaks for all of eternity?
in heaven.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume these other planets or other parts of the Intergalactic Federation, they might have other ideas of the afterlife, though.
That's a good point. Yeah.
More
Who's
accurate-
right? Really?
More
Yeah.
accurate ones.
Who's right? Is there even an afterlife? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you could talk about that. You could bamble about that all day.
I think so, but like at a certain point, it's like some of the stuff's kind of magical. Like Neil, what do you think?
Aliens don't go to heaven.
What do you think about magic? Like, how do you magic? Do you think exists to a certain extent?
Well, there's a lot of shit that's inexplainable, like unexplainable. Like, you ever heard of the like a glitch in the Matrix, all that, where like things like
I've been on Reddit from time to time.
yeah, you heard about that shit. That really fucks with me because I mean, if some of
Wait,
those are
what's
true, all right. So there's like it's pretty much like I know about it from a subreddit, which is just called glitch underscore in the Matrix. I don't know what the underscores between all that. So
What the fuck do you do on Reddit?
I just notice it, like, when I'm on, like, because it's, like, Reddit's got, like, a fucking Explore feed, like Instagram and all that.
Yeah, I never go on that.
Well, it's what fucking pops up. I don't use Reddit that much, but when I do, I usually would see some shit like those popular subs. So, like, that one, I'd see that, and they're, like, basically, I'll think of, like, an example. But it's, like, it's kind of like time will just jump without you, like, realizing, like, it'll be 4 o'clock, and then you, like, you're walking around your house, and you're round a corner, it's pitch black outside, and then it's like 4 hours pass, and you're like, did I fall asleep standing up? Like, what the fuck happened?
That happens to
Yeah.
people.
It happens
And there's
to
like
people, yeah.
stories on the sub.
Let me try to
I mean, no, they're
recite.
not just on drugs. I mean,
Well,
definitely
well,
could be.
Yeah, they could be, but here's one that I think is like potentially real. But basically, this like dad and his kid were in this McDonald's drive-through, right? And shit just stops, and they're getting kind of fed up, so they go to leave or go to like pull into the front and then walk in. Because they want their shit.
Right.
And so they come around the drive-through. It's like one of those 2-lane McDonald's drive-throughs, which exist for some reason.
I've never seen them,
I-
but that's
apparently they
pretty
do.
They have
legendary.
them at Chick-fil-A's all the time, but they be hella crowded.
Yeah, I guess McDonald's in some places is, but they pull into the second lane to get around all the people, and they look at all the cars, and the people in there are like completely slumped, and like they look dead, like they're like pale as fuck. They're like heads like clocked back in the cars, and all of them are like that. And dude is fucking freaked out. His kid sees it too. They're like, it's not like, and he's like a decently like sensible kid, so he's like, he's not just agreeing with me, cuz. And so then they drive off and then call the police because they're like, everyone in the McDonald's drive-thru looks like they've been killed. But then cops call them back like 20 minutes later. They're like, nothing's wrong at McDonald's. Everything's fine. And
You saw this on Reddit?
and
Well,
dude just can't explain it.
You can't necessarily, believe that is a true story. Anyone could go on Reddit,
Of
right?
course, yeah. But like sometimes it's
But
like, it's not like we are to believe that is a true fact. Then
I
what's the
will say,
context?
like, as far as, explanations of, like, the greater forces that control the world, simulation theory is, like, in my opinion, something that I would be more likely to believe than religion or anything, just because the way we make artificial intelligence now, you know, if you put that, you know, a million years in the future, it's very possible that someone could easily just make artificial intelligence that's just like, you know, me or you, right? And we could completely believe that the simulation is real. And there are crazy things that happen that seem simulated all the time. Everyone has a story, you know?
I think it's kind of fucked up. It might be fucked up. I'm not sure. I treat like religion, like Christianity, when I go to church, kind of like a simulation. I'm like, okay, well, it's God's plan. I'm part of like a little chess piece that's already been laid out. So it's like, it's kind of a simulation. I think like the Earth is just kind of one big project. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in a sense, I think it's a simulation no matter what. But whether it's a simulation that's just dedicated to yourself and you're surrounded by bots is like a whole nother question.
Yeah. I mean, that's
it's really, like the egg. The only theory that I will refuse to believe, just out of like pure like just kind of hatred, is the fucking egg. I hate the egg so much. I
love the egg. I like.
Well, that's such a. It's honestly, it's supposed to, like, the dude, like fucking Kurtz Gesgas or what the fuck he's called. He treats it like it's so like hopeful, but I don't think that's hopeful at all. I think that's super like, that's like depressing, because then like. Then you're alone. Like if then you die and then you end up like that, then you are just alone in the universe.
Okay, well the
reincarnation.
The basis of the egg, by the way, like obviously people listening that probably don't know what the egg is. It's basically just this theory that like you are everyone and everyone is you, and so like you can. I don't even know how to.
And then there's like there's like someone above you who like mentors you. Well, I don't really get that.
Yeah, it's basically like you are a god, but you're like in an egg, and everyone on Earth is you, and you're just being reincarnated over and over again into every single person on Earth.
And you have to like live out all those lives where you can ascend to the status of like.
Yeah, so like if you end up like they say like in the video, like, oh, you're Hitler, but you're also all the people he killed. So like,
yeah,
I think that's where it's like the hopeful part, is because like you just gotta treat people nice because you're in some way affecting yourself also, because you're also the person that you're, you know, being a dick to.
Yeah, facts.
Well, I mean, everyone's human, so everyone is, you know, has that in common at least, you know.
Yeah, so just don't be a dick to people.
So let's rope back and just kind of, I think this is the best way to show what a Bamble is that this question was, would you join the Galactic Federation? Right? Like that's basically how babbling works. Like it's not incoherent like babbling, but it's a ramble that doesn't really have a direction.
And there certainly can be babbling.
Yeah. Like babbling, like it's not like we have to, like it's just one big digression, right?
See, there's a little bit of babble in every word, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we can move on to another question.
Yeah, Max, you got a question, don't you?
Anywho, I asked the thing about the magic, but I'm
that wasn't a question.
That was kind of a question, but I also
didn't really answer it.
Yeah, someone on Snapchat, I told them that we were doing a podcast, and someone said which Destiny class is the best one.
All right, this one's easy.
I just need to hear you say it. Like I need to hear you talk about Destiny.
All right, well, so the fact of the matter is, anyone not listening, who's never played Destiny who's listening, there are 3 classes in the video game Destiny. There's the Titan, the Warlock, and the Hunter. And so Titans, I can't really break down. Like, you might as well just go watch like an old ass video from like 2017 that just explains all of it, because I don't got time for that. Sorry. Like, this Bamble, there's got to be limits to the Bamble. Like, I can explain bullshit. So in my opinion, the best class in Destiny. Hey.
We gotta apply regulations.
Simmer down. So the Titan and Hunter were kind of always my go-tos. I really shelved the Warlock for a long time. Just from like, I mean, it's gonna be kind of fucked up because it's getting a pretty bad nerf next season in the game, but I definitely think that the Warlock is the best for like almost any situation. Like, in PvP, you got Top Tree Dawn, so you can legit just cruise around. That's just getting nerfed.
The Warlock is like the more like light and like fast one, right?
No, that's the Hunter.
Okay, so the Hunter's like
But
light
Warlock
and
does
fast.
magic, right?
Warlock is more
The
magic.
Warlock's like the magic based one, but they
More
all do
powers.
magic. So like there's it's mainly, but thing is, Warlock has always been the one that has like the actual speed to it because of Icarus Dash, which it's like this little boost ability when you're gliding and it shoots you forward. I think that the Warlock jump is the worst, but it also like just their exotics and their subclasses are pretty much the most sound out of all of them. Because with like Hunter, there are at least like you can use like something like Middle Tree Night Stalker, but it sucks. It's not gonna be good. With Warlock, there basically is no going wrong with any of the subclasses unless it's Nova Warp.
I wish
So-
there was more games like Destiny. Like I had a really hard time getting into Destiny just because of all the lore. But like,
What about World of Warcraft, bro?
I
Bro,
know,
fuck
but I
you.
heard that game's fucking dangerous. People get on that game and don't get off.
Yeah, I played World of Warcraft in 3rd grade. I had a good time.
Did you ever
Stopped
get off?
eventually.
MMOs, yeah.
I got to like
MMOs.
level like 70 in like a few months. I was grinding.
I love sandbox games. Just
So,
like,
well, yeah,
or like
so-
not sandbox, but just like open world and like.
Yeah, I'm kind of at the point in Destiny though where I've kind of realized that it's a sinkhole of time, because it's a carrot on a stick kind of game. Like there's something you're always chasing, right? But if you think about it for too hard or for, too long, and you think about it like pretty critically, the game really is like, if you're not having fun doing that, then you are wasting your time, because it's such a time intensive game. And even when because I'll like spend a lot of time grinding for like one weapon with the right perks and all that, which it's a full gamble. It's a full gamble. Sometimes you'll do like a strike or something and then just not even get the gun you want or something,
Yeah.
because it's not guaranteed, because you often can't curate what you're trying to get.
It's a grind.
If you spend a lot of time in there and you're just monotonously going through it, and then you get the gun and it's like fun enough, but like you're not actually happy you're glad you got, you're not happy that you're playing with it. Like at least that's it for me.
But I feel like that feeling of like finally getting that drop you want, it like diminishes in how good it feels over time, because you just keep getting
Because you
keep
use it, yeah.
expecting it.
Well, and especially with Destiny, like the motherfuckers at one point made it so that they would do something called sunsetting, where all the gear you got, like certain pieces of gear you got, would be uninfusable, so you couldn't like bring it to a higher light level, so you could keep using it season after season. And so about like 3/4 of the shit they have ever put in the game was sunset back in November last year. And it basically invalidated so many people's time put in, because while they did spend time getting those things, now they just have a pile of guns that didn't actually get removed from the game. Like sunsetting happened because they were getting rid of a lot of the sources of those guns and they were trying to balance the sandbox, but it ended up just being that so many people's shit that they had was gone. And me too. I lost so many good weapons that I would still use. I can use them in shit that doesn't require light level, but why would I? Because I want to be chasing something else.
Damn, bro, that's tragic.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, that's like CS:GO is the same way, but you're always chasing just improvement.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah,
I put like 2,200 hours in the game in like a year,
Mm-hmm.
which is a lot of fucking time. I mean,
Yeah.
I had a lot of time because pandemic and all that, right? You guys just sitting at home,
Mhm.
sitting on your ass gaming. I put in 8-9 hour days on CS, pretty easy, and it's a good time. But you always just want to get better, and then when it comes down to it, you're not really spending your time on anything that's going to be productive in the real world. But
Yeah. Well, even then, though, if you're enjoying it, that's a good thing. But kind of my point is that Destiny is now getting to a point for me where I'm playing it for the sake of playing it, because almost every feature in the game is designed around the fear of missing out. Like, literally, FOMO fucking has ruined video games, in my opinion. Like, it's happened so many games. Take the Battle Pass. The Battle Pass is now in Destiny. It's been Destiny for about 2 years now. And I think it's honestly fucked up the game pretty bad. Like, I like the loot in the battle pass. I kind of like the progression, but it will go away after like 3 to 6 months. It's gone.
I fucking downloaded Fortnite for the Travis Scott concert. I didn't want to miss out on that.
That was actually pretty cool.
But yeah, and then there's games like Halo Master Chief Collection where they add the battle pass for free, and it doesn't, and they don't go away because they're not being
That's
monetized.
legit.
Yeah, and Halo Infinite's doing the exact same thing, except you do pay for the battle pass, except it won't go away.
You know what I heard?
And that's just a way better system.
Is that they're
shit.
putting like a Juice WRLD concert in Fortnite, or like Juice WRLD in Fortnite
Well,
somehow.
I actually went to the Ariana Grande concert with fucking Cameron Robidoux' little cousin, yeah. Me and
Wasn't
Brady
Juice
and
WRLD like a part of that?
Juice WRLD was the first song they played.
Wait,
Isn't that a little
You're go-
disrespectful? I mean, the man's dead, right? Like, he
well,
can't make that decision for
Bro,
himself.
like, alright, you say that though, but like, studios, labels have been releasing King Von's music. It's like, oh yeah, we gotta finish the music. They fucking defiled X's legacy with Skins. It is honestly so fucked up. Skins is horrible.
I mean, look at the new Pop Smoke album, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
was not like ever into Pop Smoke or Vaughn or even really Juice WRLD, but like, why do they gotta release it?
I mean, it's one thing to release music for like an artist that they like already finished, or even if they just do like a little touch up on the production. It's another thing to take just like some like spare vocal tracks that have an artist, make a beat over it, and then get features on it from people that never even work with them,
Right.
like in real life. And you know, the music can be good and it can be like a bop or whatever, but at the end of the day, is that really respectful to the artist's legacy? Like, it's not something that they made, you know?
Yeah,
It's the label.
Do you remember Falling Down? Lil Peep X?
With X, yeah.
I think they might have been, I don't think they were trying to make that a thing. And you can tell based on the vocals that it's like the fucking, like, was it the 2016 Cypher where X just sits down in the middle and says, I will kill you all, I will cleanse this plane.
That was 2017.
Like, that is what Falling Down kind of felt like.
And especially if it's like with
gonna
X,
go
a lot of the songs that came out were like really unfinished too, right? And that's even more disrespectful because like it wasn't good, and so that's just fucking up his legacy, right?
If they ever,
You want to snag me one now?
if
Should I
they
get
ever
ready?
did that to Kanye,
Yeah, no, it's fine. Actually, I'll take a bottle.
Kanye would come up from his grave if they made an album for him.
Yeah, I know. Like, it's crazy.
Nadal,
Do you want one?
no thanks. I already have one. Are you waiting on Donda, Nadal? Did you?
Look, I have not listened to anything involving Donda really. Like, I didn't actually end up watching the I meant to, but I never did watch the
Listening party?
the second listening party. I didn't listen.
The second listening party was so good. The first one was trash.
The kids
first
gotta
one
go
was
home.
So bad.
The children's choir has to go home. It's too late.
I mean,
Nah.
it's funny to me that people can keep like expecting it
Yeah.
to drop, right? Because for years now, it's been just a thing that Kanye does. Like, he just will put a date out on when the album's going to come out. And then it doesn't come out and there's no word, you know. People be on Twitter talking to people that are close with them and they'll keep dropping hints and stuff. But, like, it's until it's literally out and stream on Apple Music or any streaming platform, like, you got to kind of check your hope, right?
Well, I mean, this morning I woke up to a notification that said Donda by Kanye West out, like, available now, and it was from Apple Music, and then I swiped open the notification, and it was like an error.
That's some real fuck
No,
shit,
it was so fucked.
Gotta be quicker
up.
than that.
Yeah, I was.
That actually kind of means that there was maybe like potentially like a couple second window where the album was actually listened, like actually you could listen to it.
Yeah, I'm sure that
maybe, but it could have honestly just been an
I
automated
don't know though.
thing.
That would be he would have had to have uploaded the songs like dud, which it seems to
in
be like a lot of them are
Hurricane,
dud.
Yeah, I think they might just have placeholders there, but it's also just says track 1.
Yeah, no,
through
that's what
15.
he's been doing. It's just like uploading shit on Apple Music, just changing stuff, like all this stuff, and no sign of the album still. Like he doesn't even say like anything publicly. There's even like billboards in like Times Square that say like Donda streaming now, and that's been for over a week and nothing.
Well,
And
I
it's
was
still
like,
just kind of just.
I was
shitty.
like pretty confident it was gonna drop because the Sha'Carri Richardson ad,
Yeah.
which that had, did they like film that like the day after she got like removed, or was that just like a
No
weird
clue.
stroke of luck? You know, that like like less than about a week after she loses her place in like the 100 meter or whatever it was, she gets a Kanye ad, or an ad with Beats and Kanye. Was it Beats?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure they just did that on purpose because, like, no, obviously no one really wanted
Honestly, props to the editor, props to literally everyone who worked on that commercial, because that turnaround time is inhuman.
But like with the album, like I'm not trying to say it is like a marketing tactic, but it is true that it's bringing in just ungodly amounts of attention. And when the album drops, like everyone is gonna listen to it, like whether they like Kanye or not. You know, it's like it's in the news. It's on top of the music industry right now.
You can almost like guarantee, like when I see Kanye drop a date, I can almost like think of it now of like that's when he's gonna start working on the album.
Fucking yeah.
I remember he dropped a date for Yandi.
Oh yeah, Yandi.
And that album never even came out.
Oh yeah, well, Jesus.
Well, Yandi was turned into Jesus King, right?
But there were a lot of songs that never saw the light of day.
I forget where it was. He dropped a date. Oh yeah, it was literally last summer when he dropped a date for Donda, and then
In August, like a year ago.
And then on that date, he started working on the album. So like,
Yeah, that's fucked. In August? Well, that's actually
Or-
solid.
no.
Can't turn around in a month
well,
or two?
or
Yeah,
no,
2
no, no,
months.
it was in July, but this was last year.
But it was supposed to come out in August.
Oh,
like
wait,
2020.
what was
I remember
supposed
there
to
was
drop?
like
Donda
there was
last
like
year.
pictures of like
Oh,
Kanye
shit,
like
I never heard about
asleep on the airplane, and like I forget who it was. They were like, album's done, guys. Like
Yeah, straight up.
it's
This
a year
motherfucker
later,
has
we're
not
still
moved
waiting.
in 30 minutes. Help.
You're the crazy guy.
Who was the producer who like stayed up all night that one night?
Mike Dean.
Mike Dean, right?
And
Yeah.
everyone.
I don't know shit about producers, but poor guy.
I mean, he's sick. He does everything. He did like the first, or not the first couple, but like a lot of the Kanye albums, almost every single one. And he works with Travis Scott a shit ton now. Like he did. I almost said Sicko Mode.
Astroworld?
Astroworld, yeah.
Astroworld is probably like my favorite Travis Scott album. I really like Rodeo and what was it? Bird in the Cage. Singing
Birds in the
Night?
Trap.
Birds in the
Like,
Trap.
Bird can't fly in a cage.
I like that
I-
album, but I don't think anything is gonna. I mean, unless Utopia is another thing. I don't know if you guys follow
Yeah, but at
Travis
least
so
he's
hard,
like
but
he's not like
he's
being too
he's
public,
teasing
like,
it. He's
yeah.
never going to drop a release date until it's going to come out, because he's not.
That's what most artists do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Astroworld.
Maybe he's bitter from how people treated his Batman costume. He's gonna start acting like Kanye.
That shit was so funny. But Astroworld's like, I mean, this is kind of the case with all Travis music. I don't know. It really does like get kind of old to me, and maybe it's just because everyone likes Travis. Rodeo will always be my favorite. I think
Yeah.
Travis should rap a lot more because he's like,
Yeah.
he brings a lot of really good rapping to the table. But Astroworld especially, I think, got old to me. Definitely probably his most overplayed album by far.
Yeah, I kind of caught onto the wave about a year and a half after, like, because I like hardly even listened to rap like until like 2017, and I still
Same.
didn't listen to it very much. Like, for a while, Uzi was my favorite artist, and I cannot say that anymore, especially after Eternal Take, which I think is like, I don't dislike Eternal Take, but I don't.
On
though.
God.
But it's not in a single. I don't have a single Eternal Take song in my playlist
I
anymore.
love Eternal Take.
It's
bro.
just it leaves a bad taste in my mouth because Love Is Rage 2 is probably
It's a lot
better.
The beats are a
Will
lot
always
better.
be better. Yeah, he's not working with them. I actually kind of hate to say I like some Playboy Cardi songs more than songs on like Yes Sirski, bro. I would never listen if I bro, like, that would be capital punishment for me. Bro, get rid of the death penalty. Start playing Yes Sirski to Death Row inmates, and they
that
will,
song.
and
Cruel and unusual.
and they'll just go back out into the world, like put their ties on, start treating people with like respect and shit. Like, no prison time. That's how we rehab. Fucking make them listen to Yes Sir.
You know, do you guys remember like a month ago when like people like TMZ and all that shit was reporting that Uzi like beat up his ex-girlfriend or like pistol whipped her or something? Everyone was like, "This is the end of Uzi."
He also like pulled a gun on St. John.
Yeah, but now like no one even talks about that. Everyone's like, "That was the end of Uzi."
Well, because he never got arrested for it. If
it's
Uzi
like-
got arrested for that, which
Yeah.
I mean, I was just thinking about that. I remember that's kind of like I sometimes shit on Kodak Black because like apparently he's a rapist, which I don't really want to like say that because
Allegedly.
yeah, he's like, but it's like I don't even think it's all but confirmed, but like it's. I just don't like hearing that about someone and then it doesn't get openly disproven, right? Like,
Yeah.
Well, because that happens so much to famous people. You know, some of them are like fucking
Yeah.
dirtbags who sexually assault women. Some of them.
Okay, not James Franco.
but
then.
Kodak Black also, I know this for facts. He like whipped out his dick on fucking Instagram Live in the shower.
Well,
Like,
that's
and
some
even
people just
back
do crazy shit
then,
like that. That's
I
not
heard-
like, but
I
like
know
sexually
Alicia also
assaulting
taking
a woman.
shit.
yeah, like
A lot of people just get accused of it, and like what they, you know, it's just women trying to get a bag from a famous person, and it's unfortunate that it happens because it builds a platform for people to try to say that like other people who are actually sexually assaulted by celebrities like are just trying to get a bag, right?
Yeah, right.
And so it's a slippery slope. It really is.
So it actually fucks shit up for the woman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but speaking of Uzi, y'all hear about him fucking buying a planet?
That's
Well,
some
but-
bullshit.
Who did he buy it from?
Yeah, the Galactic Federation.
Intergalactic Federation, right?
Galactic Federation, right? Yeah, I don't. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's U.S. law that says you cannot buy a celestial body. You can't do that.
So how the fuck, like,
He didn't. That's just a fact.
So
like
you
when
get
you buy, when you
scammed?
like, yeah. But
Uzi
if
got
he-
scammed?
Bro, if someone ran away, like National Geographic took it as a donation, like we'll be taking your $10,000. We're gonna
National
we're gonna go do
Geographic.
something with that. Yeah.
Started selling, $10K for a planet.
Oh boy, I don't know how I'm actually gonna end up mixing this because if you see when it like peaks up there, that's gonna like destroy people's ears using headphones if I put all my plugins on. So I might have to.
No,
It probably
no.
won't be that big of a deal.
Yeah.
My music peaks all the time.
Well, I know. I will. It just if I can fix it, I will. If I can't, then whatever.
So, Nadal, we're talking about Destiny. You've actually had some recent YouTube success, right? Why don't
Yeah.
you walk us through how
See,
you got into that?
I was actually considering before this. I may or may not when we get the film for this. I might put on like a setup to cover my face, just because. Well, that's like something, you know. Like everyone knows my voice and all that from the video, but there's like 2,000 people who don't know my face, right?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of like it does actually change your perception of someone. Like after you've been listening to their voice for a long ass time and then you see their face, it's like it's either going great or it's like you drop like 15% of your followers because they're just like I didn't it's not even just because like the way you look. And I'm not saying like that's not like I'm not afraid of people calling me like ugly or something because like I don't care, but it's also like it's like when you see someone and that's not the face you associated with the voice.
Yeah,
It also kind of gives them a punching bag. Like
when you hear someone but don't see their face, you do like get an idea of in your head of what you think they look like.
It's like when you see Sky does Minecraft for the first time.
Yeah.
Boop, boop. Or Basher.
Yeah,
Dude.
Well, I don't know if you guys have heard about what the dude who got exposed for being Dream, which apparently was fake, but it's this.
hear about
that.
It was a heavier dude who was claiming or who was apparently doxed as Dream, and
Doxed.
people like the fat jokes and all that they're just so brutal. It's just because this dude makes fucking Minecraft videos and is kind of a cunt on Twitter sometimes. Like that's pretty much it.
People are making
But-
fun of Jacksepticeye because his dad is dead. Like they literally just
Do
like
you see the shit?
Jacksepticeye is gone
will hide
forever.
behind a screen and say edgy shit because they think it's funny.
Well, no,
like,
that's actually something I think about a lot. Is people are like literally the worst. I can't really, I don't want to really talk about it on the podcast because it's kind of a weird thing. But basically, Will and I were, or I don't want to I'm not gonna say the details about it. But basically, Will sent me or linked me into a chat about this kid, and he's probably in his 20s, like defending like the Star Wars sequels, and like was getting all upset in this like Batman account's comment section. And so Will tags me and says, I think I found the one sequel fan in the world, or sequel diehard in the world. And I said Lamau in a Batman's comment section. And then the dude just goes off on Will and then says, I was explaining something to him, so you stay out of it. And I'm like, bro, you're writing, dude, like, I was like, chill out, you're writing essays in an Instagram comment section. And then he's like, okay, Nate, he, him, from, and then he read out the school I'm going to, and then said, this county, New York. And he's like,
York.
I live in Chesterfield, New York or some shit, and says, how about you bring your boys down here? And I was at like a grad party, so I'm like just sitting there laughing my ass off, cause this I'm like, this dude's a fucking moron, right? And he's like trying to threaten me. Like, he's like, yeah, I know where you live because I read your Instagram bio and I read it wrong and assumed that you live in fucking New York, like middle of nowhere.
Chesterfield.
I don't know. He was just telling me to bring my boys west, bring my boys west so we can have a squabble, and I tap on it, and he deleted both that shit, and I'm like,
Will told me a story about how, like,
basically the moral of that Bamble was that people will literally just act like deviants, and they'll treat people like with such little respect on Instagram and on platforms over the tiniest things because they got a screen between you.
Yeah, they're not afraid of any consequences, right? Yeah. Like, nothing's gonna happen.
I mean, especially when you have a burner account like Will does. Will's had 3 burner accounts. I think how mean he is to people.
Will told me a story about how he was DMing someone, like, and like really, really getting at it with this guy, and this guy was like, yo, like, pull up, and and then I think Will was like, yeah, go to McDonald's, like I'll meet you behind McDonald's.
I remember that.
And then he's like, okay, I'm here, like, where are you? And then Will's like, yo, send a picture, and like he sends a picture of like the actual like place, and Will lost it and was like, you're such a dumbass, you are such a dumbass that you actually showed up.
You know what that reminds me of? Catfish Man.
Oh, Catfish Man. I should watch more green tech stories.
What's Catfish Man?
It was basically a dude who'd catfish women and tell them to go to random places, and then just, he'd not show up. But the funniest one is he catfished 7 women at once, told them to go into the booth at Dairy Queen, and one by one, all of them came in and then realized they'd been duped. And eventually, at one point, he had the cops going after him, and so that's why he was like a vigilante. It's really fun. And he'd have a calling card of Catfish Man.
Well, that same time when he brought like all those women into the same place, he sent like one of them a text that was like, happy Hunger Games, may the odds be ever in your favor.
That's cringe, man.
It's not cringe. It was in a time where people didn't really like understand internet and all that. But
okay.
Early 2010s and all that. So.
Okay. So I guess back then it probably would have been funny.
Yeah, and the Hunger Games.
I think it's still
poppin'.
funny now. Like when. Oh yeah, the Hunger Games comment. Yeah, when it would be cringe now, but yes, that's. I thought you were just saying, catfishing is cringe.
Catfish man.
Catfishing is, I think, probably illegal in some states.
I think it's pretty funny.
It's funny, but dangerous sometimes, I guess.
Well, yeah, if you're pretending to be someone else.
If you fuck with the.
And actually show up somewhere.
What was the thing? It was like the two guys in India trying to catfish one another. It was like, I don't remember what the guy's name was, but it was just a series of posts. He's like, God damn it, like, I was expecting to meet a 13-year-old girl, and it's just Rajesh or something. And it was just, or no, it was Durgesh. Durgesh, this random dude, like old dude in his 50s. Yeah, he's like, fucking Durgesh again. I took a flight out here to meet my 13-year-old sweetness, and then, he's talking on the internet.
You know what's crazy about
fucking
India?
Durgesh?
Is that the cost of living there compared to here? You can live like a lavish life in India for like $500 a month, like
facts.
A nice house, like cars. You can have maids, butlers, like $500 a month. It's crazy.
Can't say that, man.
The U.S. dollar is like way more valuable in other countries.
Yeah, just pull up to
Like,
People love to talk about Venezuela's inflation, but like in Venezuela, you're not only like the politicians.
Did you guys see that? Did you guys see that meme? There was like a Twitter conversation with some dude from South Africa who was like, "If you send me $10, I can get 20 Big Macs." And someone like sent him $10, and he posted a picture, and it was Trunk with like 20 Big Macs in there.
Oh my god, dude!
Yo,
It's crazy.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about it the other day, and I'm like, would I really want to live in the U.S. when I'm like older? Like, I don't know if I'd actually even want to retire in the U.S. to be honest.
I mean, the U.S. is a fucked up place.
It's not even that it's like fucked up. It's just that like it's really just taxes, man. I'm not trying to go full like liberate on everyone. I like I was telling you about the revenue that really blows, and it sucks because the government had no play other than making sure that other than just like flexing their like over or bloated military every once in a while.
And it's like, before I ever had money, I always was like, I don't understand why people are like this and that about
upset
taxes.
About taxes.
Just pay your fair share or whatever. But like,
well, when you start to realize that millionaires and billionaires are getting out of it through like completely legal loopholes, like that's what I'm pretty sure that's the reason that they haven't waltzed down to Mar-a-Lago and put some handcuffs on Trump and put him in white collar jail, because he probably was doing things like commissioning a painting and putting it at the value of $10 million and then donating it for $20 million.
And they get the tax write-off.
You don't have to pay taxes, tax write-off, yeah.
And you have so much power and you have that much money. It's like, that's so easy to find people who will tell you how to do that shit, you know? It's
so, you pay your fair share for a certain amount of time, and then once you get your $1 million or something, then you can really start toying with it till you have more money and all that.
And I mean, like, especially for me, what I realized when I was like, I don't fuck with these taxes is like, if you invest money and make a profit, like let's say you invest in something, you profit like $1,000, you gotta pay 40% of that capital gains. So you're only getting 600 of that. It's crazy.
Goodness.
Yeah, but honestly, to be honest, like at this point, we really can't we're not honestly, we're probably not smarter than the people who could actually do something about this.
Politically educated enough to know what's actually going on.
I don't have a degree in economics to really even fully understand why these things happen and why people get away with it,
and that's why people are just so ignorant and just don't realize that these things exist, and that there's just so much higher up that no one understands. And people will just take the knowledge that they have and just take it as fact and cold hard fact, and just make judgments and not realize and not think about how much they don't know.
So easy for the really rich people with a lot of power to manipulate poor people. Because there's just a lot of ignorance and a lot of people that just don't understand that they're being pitted against each other. You know, if you look historically at poor white people versus black people, the way they lived 60 or 70 years ago wasn't really that different from one another. But rich people are able to pit poor ignorant people against black people or whatever, to get them to keep their focus away from the actual top percent that's controlling everything. And that's why the wealth inequality gap keeps growing so much.
Yeah, and honestly, the fucking the Gini index or whatever it is, I can't really remember. I saw some TikTok that was on Instagram about it, that was saying that the US was number 5 in wealth gap, and then, which I think they were misinterpreting the Gini index a little bit, because Sweden was number 1. And I don't think they've ever been to China, which, fucking Compco tells you very, very much that, yeah.
Yeah, I wish I had taken CompGov, but
no, CompGov.
Well, I
actually thought CompGov was gonna be a waste. Then I somehow pulled the 3 out of my ass. Should not have happened.
I just don't understand the government that well, and I think that that's a huge problem with the U.S. government, is that it's very hard to understand.
Yeah,
and it's kind of just being linked into this 300-page contract as soon as you're born that you're never gonna read because it's too complicated. Like we're just living in a country where a lot of us don't understand the things that we're paying and the things.
It still controls every aspect of our life too. You know?
Yeah, and we
don't fully understand.
We don't understand it, and we're not going to question it because it's way too complicated to understand.
Yeah, and no one's really gonna, and you can't like. People are gonna. That's what Twitter's for, right? Twitter. Some educated people on Twitter is gonna hop on and be like, "Well, this is why you are wasting your time right now," or some shit, or this is why.
But they might have their own agenda, right?
This is why. This is why the GME debacle should get all of these all 5 million Redditors arrested by the SEC. White collar crime. Elon Musk, Bitcoin. Who fucking cares? Right.
Right. I mean, most people will just see someone online who sounds smart and educated about a topic, more educated than they are, and then they'll just believe what they say because like they sound like they know what they're talking about. And some people are really good at that, particularly politicians. Like they're good at just sounding convincing, sounding like they know what they're talking about, even if they have no clue what they're talking about. And then people are convinced, right? It's very manipulative.
That's fact.
I think it might be time for a mid-podcast freestyle session.
All right, let me get a beat up.
I think we might need to. We might want to take a. Well, I mean, I don't really want to bother with Audacity right now, but I think we need to find a way that your audio is as loud as ours is. I mean, maybe if you just like angle yourself so you're speaking right into it, but I think just because the nature,
we'll be fine.
I think we'll be fine. You want to do the Kung Fu Panda type beat?
Yeah, that'll work.
Let me.
Move it a little away. That is gonna be so fucked.
All right, the audio should be fine.
Yeah, that looks good.
All right, this young chippy, Cal Macca.
Yeah.
Natal.
Okay. Hey, we out here bambling. Yo, we out here rambling. Got the eggs and we scrambling. And I'm eating up breakfast. I just bought me a necklace. That shit had diamonds. I'm out here freestyling. You know I be rhyming. I do the math, I add it up, then I divide it. I'm out in class, yo. I'm fucking riding. I got my license. I'm whipping a foreign. My flow is crazy. They think I'm important. And I got this liquor. You know it's imported. Hey.
Enchanted tiki room. Sweep the floor. Gonna need a fucking broom. Take you to your fucking tomb. With my dogs, you know we groom. Yeah.
Hey, we grooming the dogs. Hey, right down in my log. I'm keeping records. Hey, you know that I'm better. I am the best. Hey, better than the rest. Hey, I don't ever rest. I don't ever sleep. Hey, I don't have no dreams. Hey, and I'm having sex. I'm getting these checks. I'm getting paid. I'm getting laid. I'm getting brains. Stay in your lane. I'm smoking gas. Gas cocaine. Propane in my grill. Hey, at the amusement park, chasing all these thrills. Hey, making money. I might get a couple mil. Hey, what I do, and I'm chilling at a mill, getting grain. Grain like a farmer.
Ooh. Natal, you got anything to say?
That was a pretty fire freestyle. Might want to call it there.
Might want to call it there.
Yeah. We should actually probably take a question. No.
Take a question.
We definitely picked up a lot of momentum mid cast. We kind of started off a little slow with like the Elon Musk question. No disrespect on the Elon Musk. So really, once we hit that intergalactic
Well, it
Federation,
segued well into the next question.
Segued well, yeah. We can also a lot of podcasts I like they start off by talking about what they talked about, and so kind of like it's like a little teaser at the beginning. So we should do that at the end.
Yeah.
We just need we like having our creative process in the actual final cut. So, all right, Max. I think
I haven't gotten a lot of good questions. I got some very, very specific questions.
Let's just read them.
Why won't he come skateboarding with us at Cinemagic? Okay, well, thank you.
Sorry, easy answer. Fuck your skateboard.
Woo!
Skateboarding's legit.
Jeez, I know.
Let's not alienate any audiences here.
Sorry, I don't dislike skateboarding. I just dislike the fact that I don't know how to skateboard, and I'd really just be sitting there watching. So I'm fine.
You don't got a board.
Yeah, even if I had a board, I don't really like. I don't like having my knees scraped, to be honest.
These
I
are
like
just
having my knees
specific
found.
questions. Alex asked me who's the weakest link in the group chat.
The weakest link in the group chat.
That's
It's Oliver Taylor. He speaks like once every 3 weeks.
Maybe
So
we should name drop.
no. You know,
No, Oliver Taylor's a celebrity.
Oh,
I mean, not
never heard of
really.
him.
You don't know.
He's like famous on. Do you know the my favorite swear words is piss, shit, and fuck?
Yeah,
That's
okay.
Oliver, and he's in the group chat, and he's called the group chat. He says yo occasionally. He posted on a story because he was depressed because Will cussed him out.
How many followers do you have?
A lot.
I
He might.
could-
I don't think he's not like known for like people like make fun of him. It's kind of
Yeah.
fucked up, but
He's known for like a few videos. Cam just loves him a lot.
yeah, I don't. But Cam has probably like 3 dozen. But yeah, and like no nothing against Oliver, but he doesn't speak much, which makes him the weakest link.
I mean, he is a
No,
he is a celebrity.
honestly, I think Melanson might even speak less in the chat, but Melanson will hop in the chat, just say hello, and then leave, like HULLO.
You know what I hate on TikTok
What?
is those like white dudes who like dye their hair and then they'll like get a mic and start like doing remixes of like old pop songs from like the 2010s, like Stacy's Mom or something, and they'll put in their own lyrics and like they'll start like doing weird ass shit. I fucking hate those. It's so cringy.
I know what you mean. I
saw some
It'll be
Yeah,
like
freestyle.
if I was on Blood on My Jeans by Juice WRLD.
No, there was one where it was if I was on like the Peaches by Justin Bieber, and then he just like raps the first verse or the chorus, and he doesn't rap it. It's like yeah, Peaches out in Georgia, we from California, and he just says it like that, and then he adds like 3 bars of his own, and they're lame.
And it's like, what audience is enjoying that isn't like 12-year-old little girls?
Well,
Like,
that's
why
just
are
the-
you like a 20-year-old dude out here freestyling on a mic to fucking 12-year-old little girls?
Well, here's
maybe
the
it pays the
existential shit that I'm gonna hit y'all with. Apps and or no, it's not like existential, but it's nihilistic. Everything that these like YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and TikTok are like probably made by some like fucking algae rhythm, like fucking Don Cheadle and Space Jam. They're probably made by a dude like that. But they're like, that format is ripped from Vine, and Vine wasn't bad because Vine was like actually like people trying to be funny,
Yeah.
and there weren't like insane amounts of ads on Vine if I'm remembering right. But
And Vine didn't have this crazy like intrusive algorithm that knows
Vine,
you better
yeah,
than you know yourself.
Vine also wasn't almost banned from the U.S. for invasion of privacy. So, which
And,
that's
like you look
that's a
back
whole
on
other
Vine
thing.
now and it's like it's cringe or whatever,
Yeah.
but like back then, it was new
got the
and
weed
it
card.
was legit, right?
No, but those are like classics. I find those funny. But what I kind of notice about like I don't really want to. I'm gonna mute it so I don't accidentally play any like copyright shit because in case we want to get sponsored.
I like how the TikTok just gives like anyone a chance.
The shorts tab. You just start going. And do you feel anything from watching this? Do you feel any?
Well, no, because you're swiping
No.
so fast.
It's just
no. But do you actually like feel satisfied by watching a lot of these things?
well, it's a mind-numbing endless stream of content.
Yes,
and I don't.
That's like.
No, 'cause you
Max
wanna
is
watch
true.
more.
What I said is true. I don't.
Oh, I fucking hate this guy.
I don't denounce-
I'm exposing him. I don't like this guy at all.
Okay, well, I think
no one can see the video.
I think TikTok is like pretty good just because the algorithm just gives anyone a chance. Like you don't need to be like a Vine star to like be on someone's For You page. Like I just see like a lot of like sometimes my friends just show up on my For You page.
There is a lot of good content on TikTok, and
But like, bro, this dog could kill you.
we know it, they can't see.
Okay,
the
that's
video.
good.
It's
Like,
entertaining
yeah.
shit.
No,
but
like-
some of it is. There's diamonds in the rough. Like this is funny as hell.
Well, you just only watch the okay. You only watch the funny stuff.
But
No, they
but
can't
then you see the
videos on
goddamn Jeff
podcast.
Bezos song again.
Jeffrey Bezos.
Or like this is just a behind the scene clip. From
It's a
Spider-Verse
cool
or
platform, and it's cool because
It's a good concept, but at this point, it has been bastardized by just like the stream, just like because the algorithm has it keeps trying to show you what you want to see.
I
But
love
then-
the I love
but-
every single algorithm.
But after
Maybe you're a sheep.
I'm
then,
just
you don't know.
Yeah, where are your horns at?
I
lamb?
know exactly. I love the
Bah.
algorithm. It shows me exactly what I want to see.
Bah.
And then even if I go on my
Bah.
iPhone, and I
Bah.
swipe all the way to the right, oh, recommended apps. Oh, it's exactly what I want to click on. So thank you very much.
But I would.
As soon as I'm about to leave, 10 minutes before you leave for home, do you want to play your music? Yes,
But
sir.
that's not what I'm talking about.
It's
What I'm
automated,
ta-
and then the algorithm on TikTok shows me exactly what I want to watch. It's
But-
great.
But like I'm not even just saying that. Like, okay, well, if you go, say you hop on TikTok with a brand new profile, then you're just gonna. It's really just like it's just an endless stream, and I feel nothing. I feel
It's
like
mind numbing.
No,
Yeah,
you
I
want to
liter-
keep watching more. You don't get satisfied after you're like done. After you get off of TikTok.
It's addicting, right? But
well,
then it's a lot of.
I'll
It's
watch
a lot
it
of.
for a while, and then I just like. I feel like I've sunken in, and I just and then I'll just like swipe back out, and then I'll realize I started from this random post that I was like actually interested in looking at on my Explore feed, but it just kept branching off and showing more. And if I like one of them, God help me, if I like one of those like that motherfucker who always shows the mythology, like, hi, we shouldn't have come to Greece. Why, dude? Nothing's real.
You liked one video of a cow.
But she's out there. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? And then it's like, no. And it shows like fucking like video game concept art. It's like, stop.
And it's like it's a lot of young people, like kids, that are really getting like into it and getting really addicted to just swiping.
And nothing
swiping.
against people with like the attention span that nothing against you, Max, but nothing against people with like attention spans that like kind of go well with this, which because I think everyone has that kind of attention span at heart, because like I'll keep swiping on them, but after a while I just realized like, you know, I could have like gone for a walk. I could have just
everyone
slept
has-
for this time, and I would have gotten more out of sleeping, right?
I guess everyone has like an addiction like that, where it's like, damn, I
An
just
addiction.
sunk like 7 hours into this, and it wasn't really productive, and I could have done something else. But
Yeah.
and you know, it's up for debate whether TikTok is like
A hobby,
healthier
yeah.
than something
Oh, yeah.
else that you could be addicted to, I guess. But it is like very easy for young people to just have access to this crazy endless.
Yeah,
stream
I would
of
personally
content.
like hope to be spending my time doing something more productive, but oftentimes as humans we just don't, and then we go and actually do some like work. We have to go to work, we have to go to school, and then we're like, I wish I was doing something else right now that I would have enjoyed.
Do you
And then
think
it's
this
like, fuck.
generation will grow up and keep like, obviously like kids and like other generations grew out of like video games and like shit like that, but like
Yeah.
do you think that our generation is gonna like grow out of that kind of shit?
I don't
like,
think so.
Like the shit that we're doing right now, just because like I can't see I could see myself playing a video game at like 30 years old if I had a
certainly
kid.
will.
Like I don't see a problem with it. Like my dad certainly would just be like, what the fuck, like a video game? Like I mean,
I'm gonna be
that shit.
playing
Yeah.
the new Lego Star Wars with my kid, right? like,
Yeah.
like Lego Star Wars 85. The Force shits itself yet again. New sequel. I'm gonna be seeing the new Star Wars movies, whatever Marvel, DC movies they're coming out with. I'm gonna be seeing that with my kid or something.
Marvel though, like the reason, like my short attention span, that's the reason why I like What If so much. Did you
Yeah.
see What If, Carter?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it
It's
just came
brand
out.
new, yeah.
Like, but it's just like
My only issue with What If is just like I think that the problem. My only issue
What's
with
the
What If.
premise of it?
it's like theoretical like
Yeah.
storylines in the MCU.
Yeah, so this
Sounds pretty
this
legit.
first one is that instead of Steve Rogers taking the super serum, something goes wrong, and then it has to be Agent Carter who takes it, and then
Agent Carter.
then Peggy Carter becomes Captain Carter, and she's like the British version of Captain America in World War II. But the issue is, it follows the same story beats of Captain America: First Avenger with differences, right? And that's fine. But like, and it kind of, it's pretty quick. Like, it's only 30 minutes really.
That's
and
why I
the first
like it.
5 minutes of it is really set up. But honestly, I just think was there really, like, I think that's a good entry level one. And next week's is T'Challa taking the place of Peter Quill as Star-Lord, and I think that one's like way more interesting.
I'm more excited. That's the one I'm most
how did they
expensive
get
for.
T'Challa? Didn't Chadwick Boseman die?
They filmed all this a long time
Oh.
ago.
And
it's animated,
Oh,
too.
it's animated. That's why. But he's one of the voice actors for it. Like, some of them came back.
It's all canon though.
Yeah, it's like canon, the multiverse, which is why I think it's really appealing, is because the multiverse is going to be like a big player in the Spider-Man movie that isn't coming out this year, by the way.
What's it called? Like
No Way Home. Home Run. Home Run.
No, it has home
like,
in it.
what is it called? What is it called? Oh, Home. Home Alone? No. That's not right. Home Run?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Oh, Spider-Man.
Home Alone. The kid's name was Kevin. I know it. Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon.
Oh,
comes back.
Kevin Bacon was definitely in this first Spider-Man. He was the one who played Spider-Man. I remember Kevin Bacon. Oh no, Kevin Maguire.
Tobey Maguire.
Kevin Maguire.
Kevin Maguire.
Lizzie McGuire.
Oh yeah, Lizzie McGuire. That was Kevin Bacon's girlfriend in the third Spider-Man movie. Spider-Man 3 is my favorite one with Sandman.
Did you guys ever watch?
Shut up.
You guys ever heard that show, The Following, with Kevin Bacon?
No.
It's fucking awful. It's like Kevin Bacon's like a cop, and he's like trying to chase down the serial killer, and it has all the most absurd and just nonsensical plot twists. It draws you in. The first few episodes are pretty good, and these just crazy plot twists. Like he finally catches the serial killer, blows up his house while he's inside, and then that's the end of the season. But then the next season starts. Turns out there was a trap door at the bottom of the house that he went into, and he's still alive.
No way.
It's ridiculous.
I gotta go use the bathroom. I'll plug your SoundCloud. Treat it like an ad break.
It is. We are almost at the 1 hour mark. Are we calling it here?
I mean,
Oh yeah, well, we can do a wrap up. All right, hold on.
I mean, next time we probably should use a camera. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think
that
that's
would be
bad.
cool.
All right, so yeah, just wrapping it up. Thank you for watching or
First
listening.
episode of the Bambled X podcast.
Yeah, thank you for listening to the first episode of the Bambled Eggs podcast.
It's been a long time coming.
We talked about, the long in the running. Hope you enjoyed it. Potentially more episodes,
Yeah, check me out on SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/pumpco, PUMPCO,
Yeah.
Young Chippy.
Check out my YouTube channel, Not Harv, like not Steve Harvey, just Not Harv.
NOT space HARV.
Yep.
And I don't do anything interesting yet, but maybe videography on my channel.
Yeah, we'll be getting there. We'll be getting there. All right.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for
Bambled Eggs.
listening. Yeah.
Signing out.
Bamble on.